It's no secret that we live in an era that values happiness. But what happens when the pursuit of happiness turns into an obligation? When being happy is not a choice, but a command? Join us as we explore the darker side of positivity in this episode. As the saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Similarly, the path to oppression can often be lined with well-meaning platitudes and positive mantras. How did we go from carpe diem to you only live once, to you can have it all, just work harder? And why is this mantra so dangerous? Before we delve into these questions, let's take a moment to appreciate the significance of believing in yourself. It's a cornerstone of human potential, a catalyst for action, and a driving force behind achievement. Having faith in your abilities allows you to confront challenges head-on, learn from setbacks, and persevere through tough times. It's the inner voice that whispers, "You can do it," which often makes all the difference when faced with adversity. However, what happens when this belief, instead of being a source of empowerment, transforms into a burdensome expectation? When does the inspirational slogan, "You can achieve anything," turn into a suffocating demand? In our hyper-competitive, fast-paced world, the pressure to be relentlessly positive has reached unprecedented levels. Whether it's the relentless pursuit of success or the constant display of a cheerful demeanor on social media, there seems to be an unspoken rule that negativity or even the admission of struggles is frowned upon. But is this enforced positivity truly beneficial? Or is it merely a sophisticated tool of oppression in disguise? Imagine a world where every waking moment is dedicated to being positive, where every emotion other than joy or excitement is seen as a disturbance to the social order. This might sound like a dystopian fantasy, but the truth is, we already inhabit such a reality. A regime of neuronal violence, as philosopher Byung-Chul Han terms it, operates through subtle psychological coercion rather than overt physical force. The pressure to conform, to suppress any sign of weakness or struggle, is so deeply ingrained in our culture that it often goes unnoticed. So how does this regime manifest itself in our everyday lives? How does it impact our relationships, our sense of self, and ultimately our ability to dream of a better world? To understand this, we must first examine the pervasive influence of the "you can achieve anything" mentality. On the surface, this idea seems empowering, almost revolutionary. It suggests that limitations are self-imposed, that the only barriers standing between you and your dreams are your doubts and fears. In a world that glorifies individualism and personal growth, this mantra acts as a potent elixir, promising success and happiness to those who imbibe its teachings. But like any potent drug, this elixir can be addictive and even dangerous when taken in excess. Byung-Chul Han argues that such a regime thrives on a constant feedback loop of self-optimization. In his book, Psychopolitics, The Exhaustion of the Will to Meaning, Han introduces the concept of the performance society, a term he uses to describe our current socio-economic order. In this performance society, individuals are ceaselessly evaluated. Our worth is measured by our productivity, our achievements, and most importantly, our ability to maintain a positive outlook. In such an environment, positivity becomes a strategic tool for survival. It's not about genuinely experiencing happiness, but about projecting an image of perpetual optimism. This enforced positivity can be particularly insidious in the workplace. Managers often encourage employees to look on the bright side or make lemonade out of lemons. Even in situations where problems are acknowledged, the focus quickly shifts to finding reasons to be cheerful. This not only trivializes genuine concerns, but also discourages employees from addressing real issues. It creates a culture where mistakes are seen as personal failures rather than opportunities for growth. But why is this normalization of toxic positivity so problematic? What are the deeper implications of living in a world where negativity is silenced and only the pursuit of happiness is celebrated? Before we continue, we want to emphasize that our aim is not to advocate for a culture of negativity or defeatism. Rather, we seek to highlight the dangers of suppressing emotions and experiences that are integral to the human condition. In fact, studies in positive psychology confirm what many of us intuitively know. A balanced emotional life, including the ability to experience and process negative emotions, is crucial for our well-being. Moreover, acknowledging and addressing negative experiences is vital for personal growth. It allows us to learn from our mistakes, improve our skills, and build resilience. The issue arises when positivity becomes a rigid expectation, a demand that stifles authenticity and emotional expression. In such an atmosphere, individuals can feel compelled to portray an image of relentless optimism, even if it contradicts their true feelings. This can lead to a breakdown in genuine human connections, since relationships are built on the foundation of authenticity and mutual understanding. Suppressing our true selves prevents the formation of deep bonds and can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection, even in the midst of a crowd. Moreover, this pressure to be positive can be especially damaging to those who are already struggling. Imagine someone grappling with personal tragedy, economic hardship, or mental health challenges. Telling them to look on the bright side not only trivializes their pain, but also reinforces the idea that their negative emotions are unacceptable. It can discourage them from seeking help or reaching out for support, leading to further isolation and despair. In today's world, it seems that everyone is expected to be a relentless optimist, to wear a smile as a badge of honor, regardless of the turmoil that may be brewing beneath the surface. But this enforced positivity can be incredibly detrimental to our mental and emotional well-being. It can lead to a breakdown in genuine human connections, the suppression of authentic emotions, and a reluctance to address critical issues. Instead of fostering an environment of understanding and support, our society often reacts to negativity with disdain and even punishment. When we dare to express sadness, anger, or frustration, we are frequently met with phrases like, "Why are you so negative?" or "Just look on the bright side." These responses, though well-intentioned in some cases, serve to invalidate our emotions and discourage open discussions about important topics. In an essay titled The Burnout Society, Byung-Chul Han writes, "The pressure to perform and the compulsion to positivity turn the very notion of negativity into something shameful and defective. Negativity is branded as a problem, an obstacle to overcome, or an enemy to vanquish." This societal pressure can be especially harsh on those who are already struggling, whether it's dealing with personal tragedies, economic hardships, or mental health challenges. When we tell someone to cheer up or just be happy, we often fail to recognize the unique struggles they may be facing. It is not always easy to be positive when life circumstances are difficult. Furthermore, this relentless pursuit of happiness can distract us from addressing critical issues that require our attention. When we focus solely on maintaining a positive outlook, we may neglect important responsibilities or fail to engage with challenging topics that need to be discussed. For instance, in the workplace, managers who prioritize positivity over problem-solving may inadvertently create a culture of complacency and stagnation. Employees may feel reluctant to speak up about issues or suggest changes for fear of being perceived as negative. The philosopher also highlights how this pressure to conform to a positive ideal can be a form of social control. By silencing negativity and discouraging critical thinking, those in power can maintain the status quo without much dissent. This is what Han refers to as neuronal violence, a form of power that operates through subtle psychological mechanisms rather than overt physical force. If you've ever felt the need to hide your true emotions or to downplay your struggles for fear of being judged, you've likely experienced this form of social pressure. Similarly, if you've ever been in a situation where important issues were ignored or dismissed because they didn't fit the desired positive narrative, you've witnessed the consequences of this phenomenon in action. This brings us back to the question posed at the beginning of this episode. How did we arrive at a point where positivity has become a demand rather than a choice? And why is this trend so concerning? As Byung-Chul Han points out, our current society places immense emphasis on individual growth and self-optimization. We are constantly bombarded with messages about how to be more productive, happier, and successful. The rise of social media has only amplified this pressure. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook often present a distorted version of reality, where people feel compelled to portray an idealized version of themselves to gain validation from others. This pressure to conform to unrealistic standards of positivity and perfection can be particularly harmful to young people who are still developing their sense of identity and self-worth. When teenagers are surrounded by images of flawless happiness and success, they may feel inadequate or anxious, believing that they are somehow failing to measure up. This can lead to a host of mental health issues, including depression, eating disorders, and body image problems. Furthermore, the obsession with positivity can undermine the authenticity of human relationships. When we are constantly trying to project an image of perfection, we may feel reluctant to reveal our true selves to others, fearing that we will be judged or criticized for our flaws. This can lead to superficial relationships that are based on the exchange of empty compliments rather than genuine mutual understanding and support. When we silence negativity or suppress our negative emotions, we prevent ourselves from engaging with the full spectrum of human experiences. By doing so, we hinder our ability to grow, to learn, and to connect with others on a deeper level. It is only when we embrace our imperfections, both as individuals and as a society, that we can strive for genuine progress and create a more compassionate and empathetic world. We are all human after all, and it's in our shared imperfections that we find our common ground. So let us challenge the toxic positivity that seeks to silence our struggles and dismiss our emotions. Let us instead create a space where negativity and positivity coexist, where we feel empowered to embrace our true selves and work together to build a better future. Let's continue the conversation. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your voice matters. If you found this video insightful, consider supporting us with a like and a share. Together, we can promote a more honest and empathetic approach to positivity in our daily lives. Thank you for watching.